Hello and good evening to some late night strat. I'm your host Craig here on the RNGIDP channel. Welcome into the channel. Welcome to Christmas Eve. Happy that you're here with me. I'm sure as my season has been pretty crazy, I know that yours probably has been too, between shopping and church and work and everything going on with this Christmas season. It's kept us away from playing a little bit of strat here on the channel, and for that I apologize. And I'm looking forward to tonight's game. And you know, the kids are in bed waiting for Santa. The wife went to sleep. So what else am I supposed to do? Might as well. All the gifts are wrapped. Might as well play some strat. So here I am, Christmas Eve. Welcome in. And tonight we should have a pretty good game. And I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you have a Merry Christmas and enjoy the day. Tonight we've got Baltimore against Chicago. The Baltimore Orioles are 7-5. Chicago 6-7. As we open the AL version of Game Day 14 here, for those that are new, this is a 2015 randomized, completely randomized rosters, shortened season. 30 days, 28 games, and we're in Game Day 14. Baltimore, 7-5. They've lost 2 in a row. These are teams heading in different directions. Baltimore's last game, Game Day 13, they lost a close one to Cleveland, 4-3, and now they've lost a couple in a row, and they were sitting at 7-3, and now have tumbled all the way down to 7th place in the AL at 7-5. Meanwhile, Chicago has turned their season around. After coming off of 5-0 blanking of Detroit, they have moved up to the 10th spot in the AL after winning their 5th in a row. Yeah, Chicago is 6-7. They've won 5 in a row, so that means they were sitting at 1-7 and near or at the bottom right there with Kansas City. But since then, they've won 5 in a row and now are up to 10th. And with this win, would move back to 500. So Chicago, with some momentum, here the home team tonight. And they will pitch Jeremy Guthrie to the mound. And we'll take a look at the Baltimore Orioles lineup to face them. But first, let's take a look at Guthrie's line. He's gone 10 2/3 innings. He's got a 1-1 record. 10 hits, 6 earned runs, 7 strikeouts, and 3 walks. That equates to just over a 5 ERA. He'll be looking to right the ship here tonight against this lineup for Baltimore. Baltimore, with nobody injured, this is their everyday lineup. They will throw out there Ben Revere, who's hitting .313, pretty good at the leadoff spot. 2 doubles, a triple, no homers yet, 4 RBIs, 4 strikeouts, and 3 walks. He does have a stolen base on the season. He's leading off and hitting left field, the lefty. Second will be Ian Kinsler, the second baseman. Ian Kinsler is hitting .240, couple of doubles, couple of triples, a homer, and 4 RBI for himself, 8 strikeouts, and a couple of walks. He's the second baseman. Batting third will be the third baseman, the lefty Daniel Murphy. Daniel Murphy's only hitting .224. The power numbers aren't quite there yet. Only a couple of doubles and only 1 homer for him so far. In the cleanup spot is Lorenzo Cain, the right fielder. Cain is hitting .311, 3 doubles, only 1 home run for Cain, 4 RBIs, 9 strikeouts, 5 walks, 3 stolen bases for the cleanup man, though. Lucas Duda will be getting the duty at first base tonight, the lefty, going against the righty tonight. Lucas Duda is hitting .275, 3 doubles, 3 home runs, which is tied for the team lead with Beckham. He's got 10 RBIs, which is by far the most on the team. He does strike out, though, 13 strikeouts, and we may see that here today. In the 6th spot will be Chris Carter, the DH. Chris Carter is an all-or-nothing hitter, and right now he's hitting .256 with 3 doubles, a homer, and 6 RBIs. But 19 strikeouts. That is 19 strikeouts leads the AL in strikeouts. And number 7 will be A.J. Ellis, the catcher. He is hitting under the Mendoza line, 184, a couple of doubles, no homers, no triples, only 1 RBI for Ellis, looking to get that bat going. Jacoby Ellsbury, who's been injured, I think twice, 2 or 3 times this season so far. Little minor injuries, but have kept him out of the lineup for a day or two here and there. But he's back in there tonight, and Jacoby Ellsbury is hitting 2 for 21, so looking to get that bat going also. Those 2 hits were singles. He does have an RBI, though, and 3 stolen bases. And the man hitting 9th, the man tied for the team lead in home runs with 3, is Tim Beckham, the shortstop. He's hitting 282, 2 doubles, a triple, 3 home runs, as I mentioned, 5 ribbies, 12 strikeouts. So, all right, I think we're ready for a little baseball here on the RNGIDP channel. Make sure you're following me over on Twitter to get the full experience as to what this league is. I post all the scorecards. I keep you updated when the streams are going to happen. And tonight, just happened to randomly jump on here. I saw Al Red Sox fan and Steve over on Twitter. They were lamenting the other day about missing my streams, and I was missing them too. And I was sitting there laying on the bed, thinking about going to sleep. But I noticed it was quiet, and everybody else was sleeping, so I thought, you know, tonight would be the first night in like 4 or 5 nights I've actually had a chance to stream. So here we are, ready for some baseball. Jeremy Guthrie against Ben Revere. Lefty against righty matchup. And we are underway in the AL. And this one's a fly ball hit out to left field. The left fielder, Sean Rodriguez, is out there. He camps underneath it. And 1 out here in the top of the first. Baltimore getting things underway. Setting up Ian Kinsler, the second baseman. Right-hander steps in. And this will be a ballpark single chance here in Chicago for a righty. That's a 1-4 roll. And this one is not going to do it. It's lined out to short. And the shortstop, Segura, makes a jumping catch, robbing Kinsler of a base hit. He jumped high in the sky, skied for it. And Kinsler thought he had one there. But now there's 2 quickly down, and the lefty, Daniel Murphy, up to the plate. And this could be a single, hit out to second base. And no, the second baseman, that's Devin Travis, robs Daniel Murphy of a single. So some good glove work out in the outfield. And we're done with the top half of the first. Baltimore goes scoreless, and Jeremy Guthrie gets through the first half of the inning. Baltimore will send Charlie Morton to the mound. Charlie Morton has been pitching pretty well so far. Let me get his stats for you. Charlie Morton, in 13 and in a third innings, has gone 1-0 for his record. Only 9 hits in those 13 and a third innings. 3 earned runs, 11 strikeouts, and 6 walks. That's just a tick over a 2.0 ERA, and the whip is just over 1 at 1.13. And here's how the red-hot, surging Chicago Whimsicots will line up against Baltimore. Gene Segura will be leading off and hitting shortstop. He is, so far in the season, hitting .260, 13 of 50, so not too bad. 2 doubles, a triple, a homer, 4 driven in. He does have 6 strikeouts and 2 walks, and he's got the only 2 stolen bases for the Chicago team. Josh Reddick will be the right fielder and hitting second. The lefty is in part-time duty. I think he's been hurt a little bit. 9 for 33. Couple doubles, a triple, a homer. Only 3 RBIs for him. The lefty, Brandon Belt, will be in the 3 spot, the first baseman. He's hitting 188. Looking to get his stick going. He's hit a couple of doubles and a couple of homers. 7 driven in. But he's struck out 16 times on the season so far. Andrew McCutchen will be hitting cleanup today, the center fielder. The veteran's hitting .365 so far on this short season. That's 3 doubles, 5 home runs for McCutchen, which is amongst the league leaders, just below the league leader Danny Valencia from New York. Matt Carpenter in Minnesota has 6. So McCutchen within reach of those leaders with 5 homers, 9 driven in. Hitting behind him will be the DH Mark Trumbo. Trumbo's at 204. His average just getting over the 200 mark, I believe, in the last game. He's got 4 homers and the team lead 11 RBIs. Yasmani Grandal is the catcher. Grandal's hitting 167, only 7 hits and 42 at bats. One of those hits is a homer, 2 runs driven in. Nick Castellanos is the third baseman. Castellanos is hitting 240, a couple of homers, 5 RBI, 16 strikeouts for him as well. Sean Rodriguez, the utility man, is starting in left field. Rodriguez is hitting 229, 3 doubles for Rodriguez, a triple, a homer, 5 driven in. He's got 15 strikeouts. Chicago, the bats were not working early, lots of strikeouts, but have come around. Devin Travis hitting 256. He's in the 9th spot, the second baseman. He's got 3 doubles, a triple, a homer. I feel like everybody on this team has 3 doubles, a triple, and a home run. Balanced scoring is what Chicago has been doing recently. Not one player has been carrying the squad. And Charlie Morton will have a tough go of it against the red-hot Chicago team. And here they are in the bottom of the first. Jean Segura, the righty, against Charlie Morton. And this one's hit out to the left fielder. That's Ben Revere. Will he get there to make the play? We rolled a 6. Ben Revere is a left fielder with a range of 2. A 2-6, and he's going to make a nice gliding catch to get the first out. The left fielder makes the play. So Jean Segura is retired. And Josh Reddick, the lefty, will step in. And Josh Reddick looking to get on base here for the big boppers of Belt and McCutchen. And this will be a 3-5 against the righty. And he gets a hold of this one. That will be in the gap. That's a stand-up double for Josh Reddick. So setting the table well, Reddick is. And now the lefty Brandon Belt will challenge Charlie Morton. Lefty on righty. Belt looking to drive home the run. And here he gets a pitch. It's a 1-6. A 1-6. He gets a hold of this one. Will it carry? It is up. It is high. And it is gone. Brandon Belt with a 2-run homer here in the bottom of the first. With only 1 out. The lefty goes yard. Goes and gets it. And Charlie Morton knew it as soon as he threw it. He drives home Josh Reddick from second. And this is quickly a 2-0 ball game. Belt with a couple of RBIs. And Chicago stay hot. 2-0 here against Baltimore. Baltimore have to feel like, here we go again. They're heading in the wrong direction. Losers of 2 straight. And Andrew McCutchen gets a hold of this one. Will it be enough to get out? It is. He's a normal power. It was a 1-4 roll, and he rolled a 2. So back-to-back homers. McCutchen and Belt. And Morton has the look in his eyes of a man just struck for back-to-back homers. McCutchen and Belt going yard here in Chicago for the hometown Whimsicots. Just getting underway, and it's already 3-0. People haven't even gotten their Cracker Jacks, their scorecards lined up. And Mark Trumbo now against Charlie Morton. And he hits this one out to left field, but Revere is able to catch this one. That one's not headed out of the park. But Charlie Morton's not really fooling anybody. That's 5 straight fly balls. Only 2 of them were caught. And now the switch-hitting catcher, Yasmani Grandal, licking his chops to get a hold of what Charlie Morton is offering. And he hits this one to second base where Ian Kinsler is. Ian Kinsler is a 1-ranged second base. So he's a good one. A 1.9 though is going to go to his E rating, where he's an E14. E14, and we rolled a 7. Kinsler is able to make the play on the backhand, scoops and fires over to first with plenty of time and time to get the catcher, and there's the third out. But not before Chicago stays hot and the Whimsicots roll to 3 runs here in the bottom of the first. It's a 3-0 ball game. So Jeremy Guthrie gets some insurance and has the look of a confident man as he heads to the mound for the top of the second, where he'll face the 4, 5, 6 batters of Lorenzo Cain, Lucas Duda, and Chris Carter here in the top of the second. Game day 14 just getting underway on the RNGIDP channel here in the AL of our shortened randomized rosters season. This is a 2-6. This one's hit out to the shortstop. That's where John Segura lives, and he makes a living making those plays look easy. And that is the first out of the inning. Lucas Duda now digs in from the left-hand side. And Lucas Duda with a 2-7 and watches that pitch miss, and he takes a walk down to first. The first base runner for Baltimore, and it's given to him for free. Lucas Duda draws a walk. And now Chris Carter, who leads the league in strikeouts, but he's got a man on here. Will he be able to drive him home? And Jeremy Guthrie, this one is hit well. Can Chris Carter send it out? And no, just hits the wall and dribbles off. That will be out to center field. McCutcheon read it well off the wall, picks it up, and that's a double for Chris Carter. There was no stars on that, so we'll see if Duda got a good jump and if he's going to get rounded and sent home. Let's see. Duda was not being held. He's not a good stealer. This was out to center field where McCutcheon lives. McCutcheon got a good read on it, but he is a 0 arm. So a 1-10, which becomes a 1-11 because he was not being held. There's not 2 outs, so it's a 1-11 roll if he was going to score. And he's not going to go for it. McCutcheon scares him into staying at third. And with 1 out and A.J. Ellis up to bat, Lucas Duda holds at third. Chris Carter is at second. So now there's some trouble brewing for Jeremy Guthrie. 2 men on, only 1 out. A.J. Ellis, the man at the plate. They're going to bring the infield in, trying to save a run. And A.J. Ellis will have to hit it through to try and bring this run home. This is a 5-9. And A.J. Ellis skies this one way high up in the air. And that will be an easy out to the shortstop, Segura. And there's 2 down. So the infield retreats to normal depth with 2 down. And now Guthrie deals with the lefty, Jacoby Ellsbury. Looking to tie this ball game up with 1 swing is Ellsbury. He's got some power to do it against the righty Guthrie, and Ellsbury gets his pitch. He swings and fires, and that will be a double out to center field, and that's going to score a pair. So Ellsbury doesn't tie it, but able to get a 2 RBI double to drive in Duda from third and Carter from second, and this is a ball game. It's 3-2 here in the top of the second. Ellsbury drives in a pair, and with only 2 down, the 9th batter, Beckham, has a man out there, an RBI waiting, but Ellsbury brings it closer. It's a 3-2 ball game. Chicago probably thought they were walking home freely, but not if Baltimore has anything to do about it. They strike right back after giving up 3 in the bottom of the first. Here is Tim Beckham with a man in scoring position. He hits this one out to second, which is where Devin Travis is. Devin Travis is going to have to make a nice play. We roll a 1. He's a 3-range second baseman. A 1-3. It's going to slip under his glove and out into center field. And McCutcheon's not going to be able to throw out to speedy Ellsbury. So Tim Beckham ties this ball game with an 2-out RBI single. And Ellsbury doing some damage here with his legs and with the bat ties the ball game. It's a 3-3 ball game here in the top of the second. Baltimore not going down without a fight. And now we move to the top of the order. It's Ben Revere with Tim Beckham on first. The lefty Revere looks at the pitch, pops it up sky high out to the first base side. Brandon Belt out into the foul ground and back into the infield, and he's able to make the catch. And that's the third out. So Chicago took the 3-0 lead in the bottom of the first, but Baltimore claws right back and gets 3 to tie it. As we move to the bottom of the second, Charlie Morton will face the 7-8-9 batters of Chicago. That's Castellanos, Rodriguez, and Devin Travis. And new lease on life for Morton as he faces the righty Castellanos. And this will be a ballpark single chance. That's a 1-4 roll. And the leaping grab made by Beckham, and Castellanos is robbed of a base hit. So 1 down here in the bottom of the second. Chicago, winners of 5 straight, shut down Detroit in their last game. And Sean Rodriguez hits this one out to first base. The first baseman is Duda. This one's hit down the line. Will Duda be able to get down to make a play? It's a 3-range first baseman. We rolled a 9, so that's going to go to his E rating. So we rolled a 7. Duda's an E4. We rolled a 7, so Duda makes a nice diving grab to the first base side. He gets to a knee, fires over to Charlie Morton, who's covering the bag, and Sean Rodriguez is out by a step at first. And welcome into the stream, Al Red Sox fan. Merry Christmas to you and to your family. I hope all is well out in the New England area. Merry Christmas. Devin Travis now with 2 down. Devin Travis, this looks good for him. And, of course, look at that column with all the black ink. And Devin Travis found the 1 strikeout. And that's the first strikeout of the ball game for Charlie Morton. And the third out here in the bottom of the second. Just underway, Al. And all that you are just watching, just tuning in. Chicago took a 3-0 lead in the first inning. Baltimore clawed back in the top of the second to tie it 3-3. And here we are moving to the third inning. All knotted up at 3. Jeremy Guthrie was tagged in the second inning. A double and a double by Carter and a walk to Duda. And both of those were brought in by Jacoby Ellsbury, who was brought home by Tim Beckham. And now Baltimore will send up the 2-3-4 hitters of Kinsler, Murphy, and Kane against Guthrie. Here he is, a 5-4. This one's hit over to short, where Jean Segura is roaming. He is a 2-range shortstop. A 2-19. Of course, he makes it look easy. Segura with a nice backhanded grab and a laser for an arm throws out the somewhat speedy Kinsler. And Segura just kind of toying with Kinsler. He made him think he had a chance and then fired a BB over to first. And Daniel Murphy who lined out to second in his first time up. The lefty, the third baseman today, he hits a grounder out to third. That is Castellanos out there. He is a 4-range third baseman. So a 412 is going to his E rating. And we rolled a 9. He's an E15. A 9. So Castellanos gets a late break on the ball, but is able to make a dive, pick the ball, and fire it over to first. And gets his man. That could have been bad news, but Castellanos with the slick play to make a dive, get up quickly, and make a hose of a throw over to first. And now there's 2 down for Lorenzo Cain. And Cain flies this one up to left. And that is where Rodriguez is. Rodriguez rolls over to his right. And he makes the play for the 3rd out of the inning. So the top of the 3rd, uneventful. Baltimore goes scoreless against Jeremy Guthrie, and now Charlie Morton makes his way back out to the mound for Baltimore. The Oricorios lost 2 in a row. They were sitting at 7-3 before these last 2 games. They were in the top 3, I believe, in the standings, but since then have lost 2. Their last one was a heartbreaker to Cleveland, 4-3 at home. And here's Morton to face Segura for the 2nd time. Segura flied out to left his first time up. And this time he bounces one out to short. Easy play for Beckham, who was able to get it on one hop and whip it over to first. And there's the 1st out over at first base. Josh Reddick doubled his first time up in the first inning. Was driven home by a Brandon Belt homer. And we'll see if he can set the stage again. And this one's hit back to Morton. Morton does not field his position very well. He is a 4-range. A 412 is going to go to his E rating. He's an E23. We rolled a 10. And even though he's not a great fielder, he knocks it down, is able to scramble around, pick it up, and toss it over to first. And that will be an out to get Josh Reddick. Morton did the right thing. He knocked it down and then didn't panic. He was able to circle around the mound and find the ball quickly and able to make a strong throw over to first to get the 2nd out. And now Brandon Belt, who, as I mentioned, had a 2-run homer his first time up. Well, nobody on base here and 2 out. That's kind of where you'd like to see Belt. And he hits this one out to right field. And that is the sure-handed Lorenzo Cain out there today. And Lorenzo Cain is a 1-range right fielder. And that is going to be an easy play made look easy. Or a hard play made look easy by the slick fielding right fielder Lorenzo Cain. So both teams go 1-2-3 here in the 3rd. Maybe they're settling in a little bit. The pitchers are. And we head to the 4th, still knotted up at 3. Baltimore and Chicago. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Watching Insomniac Dice Baseball, says the Cubs to Bears. Welcome to Cubs to Bears. Merry Christmas to you. Hope everything is going well for you and that you have a good Christmas tomorrow. Here, it would be a better Christmas for one of these teams if they could not break the tie. And Lucas Duda looks to do just that. He walked his first time up against Guthrie. And this time he gets a hold of it out to the second base side. And a little too hard. The second baseman, that is Devin Travis, able to make a nice diving grab to rob Duda of a hit. Nice play by Travis, and Duda takes the long walk back to the dugout, staring him down jovially. And Chris Carter, who had a double his first time up, and he makes his way to the plate. And he swings and a misses. That's the first strikeout for Jeremy Guthrie, and wouldn't you know it, comes against the strikeout leader in the AL, Chris Carter. So 2 down now here in the top of the 4th. And A.J. Ellis with the bases clear against Jeremy Guthrie. And a 2-out walk for A.J. Ellis, being patient at the plate. And this is where the rally was started this last time. Jacoby Ellsbury had a 2-run double. And now A.J. Ellis gets on base for Ellsbury. Will Guthrie be able to get him out this time? 2 outs, top of the 4th. The lefty Ellsbury up to bat. And no, not going to get him. And Ellsbury plants this one out to center field again. And it's a single. Ellis, who was off with a pitch, not a great runner, is able to make it to third anyway. And now there's 2 on for Tim Beckham. Beckham drove in a run in the 2nd inning with a single. He brought in Jacoby Ellsbury, looking to do the same here to break the score, to break the tie of 3-3. And against the righty, Guthrie, he swings and misses. A big strikeout for Guthrie, and that will end the inning. So Beckham leaves 2 men on, looks disappointed as he swings and misses, and that will end the threat in the top of the 4th. Baltimore get into the dugout empty-handed, and Guthrie gets out of a big-time jam there. Today is kind of a doubleheader for the Cubs Bears because his birthday is also on Christmas. All right. Well, congratulations, senor. Happy birthday to you. I would sing to you, but you would probably not have a good birthday if I sang to you. We just finished up kind of doing the same thing. My son, his birthday is on the 19th. And so we really don't start anything Christmas until after the 19th. We try and make a point of, delineating the 2 events. Sometimes we do a good job if we think ahead of time. Sometimes we don't. But this year, I think we did a pretty good job. So happy birthday to you, to Cubs to Bears. And I hope you're enjoying the time here. Charlie Morton is enjoying his time ever since the 2nd inning started. After giving up 3 runs, he's gone 2 scoreless. And here he will face McCutchen, Trumbo, and Grandal in the bottom of the 4th, looking to keep the ball rolling. And not going to do it this time. A leadoff walk for McCutchen. Maybe Morton remembers the back-to-back homers, McCutchen being on the 2nd end of that, and a leadoff walk for him. So McCutchen's on first. He's a C-stealer. That'll give us a chance to look at the catcher, A.J. Ellis, who is a -2 arm. So they are going to hold McCutchen. McCutchen, that would make him a 1-11, a 1-8, a 1-6 stealer. Not going to happen this time. Mark Trumbo is the batter. The DH, the big DH, and maybe they should have sent him because he hits this one out to short. And Beckham is going to toss it to Kinsler. Kinsler jumps and fires over to Duda. And that is a 6-4-3 double play. Trumbo bouncing into the easy 6-4-3 double play. And there's 2 down now for Morton here in the bottom of the 4th. Happy birthday to my son. Thank you, Al Red Sox fan. 8 years old now. Yasmani Grandal, switch hitting catcher with nobody on against Morton after giving up that, getting, I should say, that big double play. Oh, but he left one hanging here. Will Yasmani Grandal have enough power to get it up and out? He barely does, but he does, and that is a solo shot, a 2-out solo shot for Yasmani Grandal, just sliding it over the right field wall. And that one is going to count all the same. Chicago takes the lead back. It's a 4-3 ball game off the solo shot from Yasmani Grandal. And that's the 3rd home run so far today for the Whimsicots, who aren't known for their power. But the 3, 4, and 6 hitters all have now hit home runs. And Castellanos gets a hold of this one. Will it be enough? It is. So back-to-back homers in the 1st and here in the 4th have propelled Chicago to a 5-3 lead. And where is all this power coming from for Chicago? Now, back-to-back homers again. From some unusual suspects. Grandal, yeah, he's got some pop. But the guy behind him, Castellanos, you don't expect that from him. And now Charlie Morton looking in the dugout like, what is going on here? Sean Rodriguez with 2 down. Yeah, all of this coming off 2-run home, or all of this coming with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. And Rodriguez able to sneak a single out to center. So Morton not fooling anybody right now. He was able to get the big double play, but 3 straight hits, 2 homers and a single. And now the 9th man, the 9-hole hitter, Devin Travis, will look to keep it rolling here. And this one looks pretty good. This one's hit out to center, and that one is a single. Rodriguez with 2 outs was off with the pitch, and he's going to move to 3rd. And Charlie Morton just can't get anybody out all of a sudden. Looking to just get out of the inning, but has given up 4 straight hits. This is not his pitcher inning of weakness, so they don't want to have to go get him. But this one could get out of hand with a man on 1st and 3rd. John Segura is up to the bat, and A.J. Ellis is going to go talk to Charlie Morton. Try and get his head on straight. Not only that, but also so that we can look at the bullpen and to see who is out there. So Baltimore in the randomization process did not get a lot of bullpen help. They've got a lot of extra starters, long relief kind of guys. Jerome Williams, Vance Worley, Josh Smith, Felix DuBrant, Brad Hand, all are mixed starters, relievers. I've used Brad Hand in some high-pressure situations, and he's come up okay. I think he gave up a save one time. Middle relief, you got J.J. Hoover, Will Harris, and Billy Cundiff. Not Billy. Billy Cundiff was a kicker for the Cowboys, wasn't he? I can't remember. Somebody Cundiff, B. Cundiff. I can't remember who that is. But they do have a decent closer, so not many options in the bullpen. So John Segura is going to hit, and it's going to be against Charlie Morton with 2 down here. And, oh no, John Segura hits one high out to left field. Will it be enough to get out? Oh, out to left field. Revere goes back and makes the catch at the wall. Ben Revere, his speed helped him to get there and is able to make the 3rd out at the wall. That would have scored a couple more runs at least, and if it got out, that would have been a 3-run jack. But it saved some damage, and Chicago score 2 here in the bottom of the 4th to take a 5-3 ball game. But Charlie Morton gets out of it, leaving 2 runners stranded. And now Jeremy Guthrie with the lead here in the top of the 5th will try and get Chicago out of the 5th. DeCubs DeBear says, I've been playing computer games exclusively for about 20 years, but inspired by y'all, I bought myself 2 dice games for Christmas. History Maker Golf and Strat Hall of Fame game. Awesome. That is really cool, DeCubs DeBears. And his wife got him a dice tower. You know, I want a dice tower. I think it would be really sweet to have one. I think, though, doing a dice tower on stream would slow things down just because of the way the process works. I made a homemade one, and the first couple of times I tried to stream, it didn't really work. It was just too slow. But definitely for offline and for if you play Dungeons and Dragons, having a dice tower is really cool too. Someday I'm going to get one of those. But that's really cool to Cubs to Bears that you have been inspired by this channel, and no doubt Tabletop and Espo, who've both been playing golf recently. So that's pretty cool, man. So here we go. Top of the 5th, Jeremy Guthrie and Ben Revere. Jeremy Guthrie has gotten Ben Revere twice, and this time not so much. Ben Revere leads off the 5th inning with a single, and Ben Revere is a B stealer, and that'll give us a chance to look at the catcher, Grandal. Yasmani Grandal is a 0 arm, so they are going to have to hold Ben Revere. And that being said, he's a 1-10 stealer after they're holding him. Kinsler's a B hit and run guy. So they are going to hit and run with Kinsler. Because they're holding the man at first, Kinsler becomes a hit and run. So he's going to hit and run with Kinsler. The A hit and run. A6 ground out to second. Runner advances a base. So not wanting to get into the double play, they hit and run. Kinsler bounces out to second, which is to Travis. He's only got one play, and that's the first. And Revere is at second. So a man aboard at second base, and Daniel Murphy looking to drive him home and cut into the lead. It's a 5-3 ball game. Murphy is 0 for 2 on the day. And here he is against Guthrie for the 3rd time. This one's bounced to short. Segura has been fielding his position well today. He's a 2-range shortstop. 2-5. And once again, makes a play from the outfield grass. Makes a strong throw over to first. And Revere took a look at third, but didn't want to cross in front of the play. And he's still at second now with 2 down. And the man Lorenzo Kane up to bat. Here on the RNGIDP channel, I'm Craig. Merry Christmas. Yes, it's Christmas Eve, and I'm playing a game. And I'm happy to be doing so. Happy to be spending it with you. And this is a 5-8 against Lorenzo Kane. It's a 1-8, and it's a single, but no. The shortstop, Jean Segura, putting on a clinic, jumps and makes a skying catch and saves a run for Chicago. And Baltimore gets a man to second, but can't do anything with him. And they are scoreless here in the 5th. It's a 5-3 ball game here in the middle of the 5th. Charlie Morton will make his way back out to the mound. And he will face the 2-3-4 batters of Reddick, Belts, and McCutcheon. A couple of lefties in there. A couple of guys that have tagged him for home runs earlier in the game. And what will they do this time up? Reddick is 1 for 2 with a double against him today. And this one's bounced out to second. Kinsler takes it on a hop, whips it over to first. And that's the first out here in the bottom of the 5th. Chicago looking to stay hot, looking to win this 6th in a row. And here Brandon Belt swings, and he drives this one out to center. Will it have enough to get out? And Brandon Belt up and away. That's his 2nd home run of the day. That's a solo shot for Brandon Belt. And boy, did he belt that one out to center. And now he's got 3 ribbies on the day. And Charlie Morton just doesn't know what to do to throw to get Brandon Belt out. Well, if the pattern holds, Andrew McCutcheon would hit a home run here to go back-to-back again. Chicago's already gone back-to-back twice in this game. Will Charlie Morton get the chance to pitch to him? Yes, he will. McCutcheon has walked and homered against Morton today. And he gets a hold of this one. It will be a single. So he keeps him in the ball yard, but Can't keep him off the base paths. That's his third time aboard. And the DH Mark Trumbo will come up to bat. Morton has been able to get Trumbo so far twice. He flew out to left, and he grounded into a big double play. Morton on his last legs here, looking to get Trumbo to bounce into another double play. And not going to do it this time. He singles out to left. McCutcheon moves to second. And they're going to have to go get Charlie Morton. Probably should have went and got him earlier. But Baltimore, knowing their bullpen is kind of weak, trying to get as much as they could out of Charlie Morton. But they've got to go get him now. And they will bring in Felix Dubront. No, he's a lefty. They're not going to bring in Dubront. I thought he was... They will bring in... By the way, it is Brandon Cundiff, not Billy. I wonder if Billy and Brandon are related. They will bring in Jerome Williams. The wily veteran Jerome Williams will come in for Baltimore to replace Charlie Morton, who comes off disappointed. Gave up the long ball today. Couldn't keep the ball in the yard. And will be disappointed with his effort. Morton goes 4 1/3. He gave up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hits. That's not gonna feel good for the whip. Strikeouts, he only struck out one batter. How many did he walk? One. He walked one. So Jerome Williams will take over. Here in the bottom of the fifth, Charlie Morton can't make it 5. And Yasmani Grandal, who homered back in the 4th inning, looking to drive in a couple more here. Jerome Williams looking to get the big double play ball against Grandal. And he doesn't get the double play ball, but he gets him to strike out. And that's pretty good here. So that's the second out. You wonder who would be a non-wily veteran? I've seen some Rockies pitchers who are not very wily. they just give up runs. Maybe you could just call them wily. Non-wily. LaTroy Hawkins in his Colorado Rockies years, he was a veteran and not very wily. His ball's a mid to high 80s fastball. It would just get sent out to right center every time he threw it. Nick Castellanos looking to drive in a couple of runs here. And Jerome Williams is going to get out of this. He bounces one to Tim Beckham. Beckham on a couple of hops, picks it and fires it. And that will get them out of the inning, only giving up 1 run. So Williams does his job. The wily veteran only coming in with 2 men aboard and not letting him score. Chicago only picks up 1 run there, and it's a 6-3 ball game. And Jeremy Guthrie will come out for the 6th to face Judah Carter and Ellis. Guthrie gave up 3 runs in the 2nd, but has gone 3 scoreless since. And here he faces Duda. And Duda hits this one down the first baseline. Will his opposite number, Belt, be able to make a play? Belt is a good fielding first baseman. He's a 1 range, a 1-3, and Belt with his mullet flowing as he dives to make the grab, gets it off a bounce, fires it over to Guthrie, and able to get Lucas Duda, who is steaming down the line. Brandon Belt looks like he uses Pert Plus. He flicks his hair, takes off his hat, flicks it, and puts it back on. Chris Carter the DH. Nobody aboard here. The top of the 6th, Jeremy Guthrie pitching here, and he gives up a single to the big man, Chris Carter. Trots down to first. He's aboard for A.J. Ellis. Guthrie has been given a 3-run lead here, and Chicago looking to close this ball game out here in the 6th. And not so fast. A.J. Ellis has a chance at a single, and not this time. Lines it out to short. And we know that's where balls go to die tonight, with Jean Segura being out there. And that will be the 2nd out. Jacoby Ellsbury. Jacoby Ellsbury has been a menace. 2 for 2 today with a couple of RBIs. A single, a double. Just haven't been able to keep him off base. And Jeremy Guthrie doesn't like seeing him here with a man on. And he pitches to him. And good. There's good reason he doesn't like seeing him, because Jacoby Ellsbury hits this one out to center, and that's another base hit. So a single, and Carter, who's not what you would say very fast, able to make it to 3rd, but can't go any further. And Jacoby Ellsbury is a 3 for 3 ball game so far. Jeremy Guthrie, Tim Beckham. Guthrie has gotten Beckham to strike out, but he's also given up an RBI single. Here he is with 2 down. He is the tying run. And Guthrie to Beckham. Oh, this one could sneak by, out to short. And no, you know that's where Segura is, and he's going to make the play. And Segura's been busy, and he's come to play today with the glove. He's 0 for 3 at bat, but able to make his presence and value known with the glove. And Guthrie able to wiggle out of that jam, not giving up a run. The defense behind him has been stellar. Guthrie hasn't been great, but just been able to do enough to keep Chicago in it. And the bats, who are hot right now, are doing what they're doing. So Jerome Williams will continue here. Al Red Sox fan enjoyed, or excuse me, the Cubs, the Bears enjoyed the visual of who was it? The first baseman, Brandon Belt's mullet flowing. Man, I've seen San Francisco play so much against the Rockies, and him and Brandon Crawford, I could do without those guys. Al Red Sox fan just bought a wrestling sim game and just made Beatles and Higher Ground Gaming. They are a tag team. Oh, nice. That's cool. Sean Rodriguez to face Jerome Williams, who continues here after his stellar work of getting out of that jam that was created by Charlie Morton. And Sean Rodriguez strikes out. So 2 strikeouts for Williams. And that will, let's close the book on Morton here. We didn't do that after the last inning. He gave up 6 runs, all of them earned. And Rodriguez strikes out here against Williams with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Devin Travis will bat against Jerome Williams. And this is a 5-8. This one's hit out to second base. Ian Kinsler looking to make the play. Kinsler is a 1-range second baseman. A 1-3. Kinsler drops to a knee, takes the bounce, which ended up at about face height, able to protect his grill and make the strong throw over to first. And there is the 2nd out. Now, Jean Segura, who I mentioned was 0 for 3 with the bat, but I don't know if he's really in there for his bat. His glove has been stellar today. And he is the leadoff man. And wouldn't you know it, he pokes a single through out to right field. A 2-out base hit for Jean Segura. And the lefty Josh Reddick will now bat with 2 down. Josh Reddick has a double, but he's also ground out to the pitcher and to second base. 1 for 3. Here he is with 2 down against the righty Jerome Williams. This was a 5-11. This one's flied out to left field. Ben Revere was busy earlier in the game. And where did he go? Oh, we're looking at the wrong pile, that's why. Ben Revere is a 2-range left fielder. And a 213 is going to go to his error rating. So let's see if he can make the play. He's an E0. So, yeah, Ben Revere able to make the nice diving grab to end the inning. More of a sliding grab than a diving grab. But either way, it goes down as a fly out to left. And that will end the 6th. No runs for Chicago, but they continue to keep the lead. It's a 6-3 ball game heading into the 7th. And Jeremy Guthrie will continue here. They're going to have a short leash on him. Let's take a look at the Chicago bullpen. Bullpen for Chicago: Fernando Salas, Bass, Josh Patrica, Javier Cedeno, Singriani Alvarez, and Neftali Felice. Not a lot of great options out there. I've used Felice on a few occasions, and I believe he has blown a save on one of those. He is a lefty, so that's nice. There's a lot of lefties in this Baltimore lineup, and one of them being Ben Revere. And Jeremy Guthrie will pitch to him here. And he bounces this one weakly out to the first baseman. And that will be Belt. And Belt able to snag it and just run it over to the bag. And there will be 1 out. Ian Kinsler now. Ian Kinsler's 0 for 3. The top of the order really hasn't done a whole lot in this game for Baltimore. And as soon as I say that, look, Ian Kinsler draws a walk. So now there's a man aboard for Daniel Murphy. Murphy's really been struggling this season. Thought his card would be better than that. His 3 columns are good, but the 1 and 2s just aren't very good. He's a 281 hitter on this card, but it's not showing up on the stats so far. And here he is against Guthrie. And a 1-5. This one's a fly out to right. And Josh Reddick able to glide over to his left, make the play. And there's 2 down. Kinsler trots back to first. And Lorenzo Cain carrying his big, heavy bat. Looks like he's dragging it as big as that barrel is. Lorenzo Cain able to somehow swing that lumber, and he makes contact and flies this one out to left. Sean Rodriguez barely has to move, and he makes the play. So a quiet and easy 1-2, or not a 1-2-3, but an easy 1 in the 7th here for Jeremy Guthrie. He gave up a walk, but nothing else doing, and he's gone 5 straight scoreless here after giving up 3 runs in the 2nd. So Jerome Williams will face Brandon Belt, Andrew McCutchen, and Mark Trumbo. Williams came in the 5th inning, got 2 quick outs to get out of trouble for Morton, and then gave up a hit his last inning, but was able to get out of it, and will continue here against Brandon Belt. And he strikes out Brandon Belt. That's the 3rd strikeout for Williams. And the first one for Brandon Belt today. He's had 2 home runs on the day. So Brandon Belt, they finally figured him out. And now Andrew McCutchen, who's 2 for 2 with a homer, a single, and he's drawn a walk. And Jerome Williams, will he be able to figure out McCutchen? And this is a ballpark single chance. That one's hit out to the shortstop Beckham, who was able to make the diving catch. So 2 down quickly now for Williams. And the wily veteran will work to Mark Trumbo. Trumbo singled his last time. Before that, grounded into a double play and flew out to left field. And here he is against Williams. This is a ballpark single chance, 1-4. It'll be a single. And no, this is another liner out to the shortstop, Beckham, who makes the play. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Williams, who is settling in quite nicely. And we're through 7. 2 more innings to go here. Jeremy Guthrie, no reason to go get him now. He's been pitching well. And let's keep him out there. Duda, Carter, and Ellis due up. Duda has walked and has lined out to second and grounded out to first. And here he is against Guthrie. And this time he flies it way high out to center field. And that's where McCutcheon was camped underneath it and makes a basket catch just for emphasis. Because when you've won 5 in a row, why wouldn't you make a basket catch in the middle of the 8th in a 3-run ball game? Andrew McCutcheon does it and makes it look styling. And Chris Carter now 2 for 3 today with, yes, a strikeout and a double. Here he is against Guthrie. Oh, Chris Carter, he takes a big hack, gets a hold of it, and just at the wall, out to left. That is where Rodriguez makes the play. That one almost got up and out of here. And not quite, though. Carter, maybe in a different ballpark, that would have gone out. Not this time. So 2 down, and A.J. Ellis, who's been struggling at the plate, 0 for 2 today with the walk. And this will be a single out to left field, punches at it, and it just drops in front of the left fielder Rodriguez, who had to make that long run out to the wall to make the grab against Carter. And Rodriguez, who was a step behind, maybe he was fatigued from that last play. And now the man who's 3 for 3 for the day for Baltimore has a man on first, but 2 outs again. That didn't stop him last time against Guthrie. And this will be bounced out to second base. Devin Travis looking to get Jacoby Ellsbury for the first time today. Ellsbury is running quickly down the line. The second baseman, Travis, is a 3-range second baseman. And Travis able to run and charge at it. Able to make the play on the run, firing to first in time just to beat Travis, or to beat Ellsbury. And they will get him for the first time, which will end the 8th inning, the top half. And Baltimore still hasn't been able to really figure out what Guthrie has been doing since that 3-run output in the second inning. Just the bats went quiet. Guthrie, maybe he went and looked at his tape and found something that he was doing with his delivery. Maybe tipping pitches. I don't know, but ever since then, he's been pretty stellar. Jerome Williams has been stellar himself. He's retired 4 straight, and 8 out of his last 9. Well, 8 out of the 9 batters that he's faced, he's retired. And why not keep rolling? He is on a roll, and here he faces Grandal. This one's a catcher X card. The catcher will be A.J. Ellis. A.J. Ellis is a 3-range catcher. A 3-5, a wild pitch, but nobody's on base. So the next pitch, and Grandal pops it up, and right to A.J. Ellis, who makes the grab. A.J. Ellis hangs on to his catcher's mask, which I always appreciated. When I was catching, I never really liked to fire or throw my mask. I felt like it distracted me or moved my eye away from the ball if I chucked my mask as far away as possible. And then I never knew where it landed. You know, if there was any kind of randomized play or if I missed the ball, and I just didn't want to take any chances. So I always held on to that mask, and my coaches, they never liked me to do it. But I never missed a pop-up because of me holding on to the mask. So I appreciate A.J. Ellis doing the same there. Nick Castellanos homered back in the 4th inning. That's his only hit of the day, and here he is against Jerome Williams. And he hits this one straight back to Williams, who throws his glove out and somehow finds the ball inside of it. And Williams runs about halfway over to first and said something funny over to Nick Castellanos. And before he fired it over to first, tossed it gingerly to make the play and get the out. Sean Rodriguez now, he's 1 for 3. And 1 for 3. He hits this one out to the second baseman. That is Ian Kinsler. And Kinsler, we just looked, and I can't remember. Got some memory issues, maybe. Kinsler is a 1 range. He's a 1 range for second baseman, which is why we're playing Murphy at third. So he's a 1-5. Kinsler goes to the first base side, and he's able to make the nice play, throwing it over to first, and that will be a 1-2-3 inning for the reliever Jerome Williams, who's come in and really shut down Chicago and their hot offense at the moment. And we move to the top of the 9th. It's a 6-3 ball game. Baltimore, this is their last chance, and will it be against Guthrie? The 9-1-2 batters will be up, and the closer for Chicago is Neftali Feliz, and they're going to go get him. So Guthrie's day is done. He pitched well, but they're going to go to the closer just to make sure this thing doesn't get out of hand. Guthrie will close the book on him and bring out Neftali Feliz to try and close it out. Guthrie went 8 innings. He gave up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned. He struck out 2 batters. Excuse me, and walked 1, 2, 3. So a stellar performance for Jeremy Guthrie today. But the closer, Neftali Feliz, comes on, and Feliz has pitched in 7 innings. He has 3 saves. He's given up 7 hits in those 7 innings, 2 earned runs as well. He struck out 7 and walked 3. So here he is in the save situation against Tim Beckham, Ben Revere, and Ian Kinsler. Will they move to the bench to try and get something going here? Tim Beckham is a .222 hitter. Jimmy Paredes is... yeah, they're going to go and pinch hit for Beckham. Even though he has an RBI single today, they're going to pinch hit and try and get somebody on base. That will be the switch hitter, Jimmy Paredes. Paredes? I'm not sure. But here he will bat in the 9th against the closer, Feliz. Steps in from the left-hand side, does the switch hitter, and he's going to get on base. That's going to be a double to lead off. That's a 7. A double to lead off the top of the 9th. Feliz. And you know what? Maybe subliminally, or subconsciously, I should say, I brought in Feliz on Christmas Eve to wish everybody a Feliz Navidad. And... alright, sorry. Maybe that was a stretch. A little much. But he will pitch to Ben Revere here with a man on second. And the righty fires to the lefty. And Revere singles. And Paredes moves to third. Will he try and score with nobody out? Let's take a look. They were not holding Paredes. So he is a 1-13, a 1-14. This was a single out to left field. That is where Sean Rodriguez is. Sean Rodriguez is a 0 range, so it's a 1-14 chance with nobody out. And Paredes, who was brought in to pinch hit, is going to try and go for it. Running through the stop sign, and he gets caught out at home. Oh no. Baltimore being super aggressive, and Sean Rodriguez makes him pay. Making the first out at home plate is a no-no. And Paredes doesn't want to look at his manager as he walks in to the dugout, because he just made a boo-boo trying to score on a 1-14 roll. We rolled a 16, and Paredes was thrown out at home. So here's Kinsler now with a man out, 1 out here in the top of the ninth, a man on, and Kinsler. This is a catcher X. Grandal is the catcher. Grandal is a 2-range catcher, so a 2-17. So that's a pass ball. So Revere moves to second, so and out of double play danger. And Ian Kinsler on the next pitch pops it up and out. So now there's 2 down with a man at second. Baltimore is down by 3 runs. Paredes really killed the rally by trying to score from second, being thrown out by the left fielder Sean Rodriguez. So Daniel Murphy, who is 0 for 4 today and really been struggling at the plate, could go a long way to improve his mood and the mood of all those around him for Baltimore with a hit here. Daniel Murphy. This is a 5-6. A 5-6. Oh, he hits this one. Will it be into the gap? No, but it's going to get a run home, as Revere is a quick runner, and an RBI single by Daniel Murphy against the closer, Neftali Feliz, brings Baltimore 1 run closer. It's a 6-4 ball game. And now the tying run will be up at the plate in Lorenzo Cain. That's the right man you want to have up. Lorenzo Cain. A candy cane could be here if he hits a home run. And he steps in and he grounds this one to short. That will be Jean Segura, who's been sure-handed all day. Will he get the jitters in a big spot here? This is a shortstop 2 and 9. That's going to his E rating. We roll a 7. He's an E22. Oh, just able to make the play. Makes it from his backhand side and fires a jump throw over to first. And John Segura does it with his glove once again, and that will end the ball game. So Baltimore gets one back, but not enough. And Chicago has turned their season completely around. Chicago has won 6 ball games in a row and have now moved their record to 500. And they sit at 7-7 going into Christmas. So it was a Neftali Feliz Navidad as he closes the door on Baltimore. He did give up a run. Gave up 3 hits. He gave up a run. It was earned. Didn't strike anybody out. Didn't walk anybody. So some unsung heroes didn't really show up on the box score. Jerome Williams, let's look at how his day went. He went 3 2/3 innings. He gave up 1 hit, no runs. He shut down that Chicago offense for the better part of the game. Struck out 3 and didn't walk anybody. So Morton gets the loss. Guthrie gets the win. Felice the save. And this one will be a final. So here we are. RNGIDP channel. I'm Craig. The Cubs to Bears said he lost sound. Hopefully I did not lose sound to all of you. Al Red Sox fan, maybe you tell me if I lost my sound. But as I'm wrapping up here, I just want to say thank you very much to all of you who have stuck with me here and really taken a dive in with this league. I really appreciate you guys. You guys have really when I first started this, I didn't know how well it would be received because it's kind of out there, randomizing all the teams and having a short season. I didn't really know how it was going to go over, but I'm really happy with how you guys have taken it and really run with it. So Merry Christmas to you guys. You guys have already given me the best gift by subscribing, being here, interacting with me live during the chats. That's another thing. I never thought that you guys or anybody was going to be up at this time of night when I get a chance to play these games. But you guys are, and that's awesome. So thank you to Cubs to Bears, Al Red Sox fans, Steve, who's always here, all the rest of you guys who've been supporting me, Tabletop, Tenacious Earl, Espo. You guys are all great, man. I hope you have a lovely Merry Christmas, and yeah, follow me on Twitter. We can do some more chatting on there. But that's going to do it for me. I got to get some rest before these kids have a super fun Christmas in the morning. And, have a good one, man. Remember what the season is about. God bless you, and Merry Christmas.